Praise be to Jesus. Well, good morning, everyone. Charles here with you. I want to speak about the Pope's homily yesterday. He said, with people lacking goodwill, with people who seek only scandal, with those who look only for division, who want only destruction, the best response is, quote, silence and prayer, unquote. You know, a few times in the past 2 years, the Pope has called some of us rigid. Now he has taken it a big step forward by saying Jesus himself showed that the best way to respond to scandal and divisiveness is to stay silent and pray and, quote, because the truth is meek, the truth is silent, the truth is not noisy, unquote. The truth is silent? I don't know. I just don't buy it. I think the Pope is twisting who Jesus is. Jesus always corrected error. This is what I call a satanic flip flop, turning something upside down, front to back, and inside out. The Pope has continually tried to have us accept his theology that Catholicism can and in fact must change with the times. This thinking is the modernism of situation ethics, which has been condemned by previous popes. He doesn't seem to accept that Catholicism will always be opposed to the world in all generations. Unfortunately, the vast majority of so called Catholics agree with him. These sisters and brothers call themselves Catholic, but they are not. The nature of Catholicism is unchanging, as God does not make adjustments to the whims and demands of the world. We can only hope, as the Pope continues forming a new and fake belief system, that through our prayers and sacrifices, all those in error will awaken and return to the true Catholic faith. And that's my little discourse for this morning. Well, here are your Catholic news updates for September 4th. Archbishop Robert Carlson accused of protecting predator priests. Malfeasance, corruption, and cover ups in Diocese of Sioux Falls, starting with Carlson. And of course, the links are always in the description box. I'm not going to do the bell thing. I'd like to. Maybe I can figure out a way how to do that. But for right now, I'm going to skip that. Yeah, I was doing the bell thing so that you would know I was going from one story to the other. But they don't do that on the television news. I don't think. I don't have a television, so I don't think they do anything like that. But they never used to anyway. All right, next story. Document accuses Francis. Document accusing Francis's private secretary of homosexuality is a fake. See, fake news. The document that widely circulated on social media accuses Pope Francis's private secretary Fabian Pedicino of being registered on 3 homosexual dating web pages. So that's fake news. Next story. Okay, keep on saying that. If the church wants to grow, it must celebrate those who take eccentric actions to spread the faith, says Michael Faust in his new book about church rule breaker movements. Yeah, that sounded dangerous to me. That was in the Christian Post. But sometimes I put things in the Christian Post and in the news stories just to remind you that all the Christian churches have all kinds of things happening. In fact, I could do a news brief each day just with articles that are in the Christian Post, but I'm doing this more just as a reminder to you that other Christian denominations have all kinds of troubles too. All right, next story. Patriotism is good, but nationalism is not Catholic. Yeah, who would say this? The president of the German Bishops' Conference, Cardinal Reinhard Marx, continues to be worried about the wave of populist and xenophobic movements currently infecting Europe. He's something else. Well, he's got, I mean, he has his views on things, and you know, um, who knows? Who knows what the future brings? Anyway, the next story. The Now I learned how to pronounce this word, or I have it written down actually, which makes absolutely no sense to me. This word, I used to call it synod, which is like what it looks like, but the proper pronunciation is Synod. The Synod. The Synod of the Greek Orthodox Church has decided to allow a second adulterous marriage for a priest. Adulterous, that's been added by the person who wrote this. They do that on this site, which they really shouldn't. Of course, I shouldn't be talking in the middle of the news stories either, but so I'm no better than what he's doing. All right, I'll start over. The Synod of the Greek Orthodox Church has decided to allow a second adulterous marriage for priests who were abandoned by their wives. GreekReporter.com, September 3rd. Widowed priests will also be allowed to marry again. And one woman was asking me to do more stories from Africa, and I need to, try to research that, and because there's a lot going on there, But here's one here. Police in Nigeria on Monday said they are looking for a priest who was kidnapped on Saturday in the country's southern Delta state. Father Christopher Ogaga was taken Saturday evening as he traveled from Akpi to Wari, where he was scheduled to celebrate Mass at Mother of Redeemer Catholic Church on Sunday morning. The kidnappers are reported to be asking for a ransom of over $40,000. Talk about a strange world we live in. A Luxembourg performance artist shocked onlookers by posing naked in front of the Marian Shrine in Lourdes on Friday. A nun who has accused a bishop in India of raping her multiple times now says an attempt has been made on her life. And those are your most recent news briefs, and all the links I'll put in the description box. Enjoy your day, and we'll talk to you next time.